Hi, welcome back to the Workbench. Our patient today is this very rare Kenmore Professional 12, more commonly known as the Sebo X1. This is a Sebo X1 just branded for the US market. I got this from another collector. Traded my Fantom Twister for this. So it's missing a few parts. I got the parts right here. Microfilter, hose clip, brush roll, and bag. So all we're going to do this time is just wipe it down, make it all pretty and whatnot, and then put all this in it. So yeah, let's get to work. Alright. Adjusting. You may be wondering what this is. This is a piece of cardboard that I pulled out from the swivel neck, which, I'm not exactly quite sure how that got there, but somebody must have sucked up something weird. Alright. This is a long machine, by the way, so it's gonna take quite a bit of adjustment to see exactly what's going on. But I'm going to start off up here at the handle. Going to release the cord and then take out the handle. Fairly simple machine to take apart. Handle is held on by a lever, pretty much. Handle doesn't look too dirty, so I'm not gonna bother too much with making that all nice and pretty. It is the wand and hose. For a machine of this caliber, I'd expect the hose to feel just a little bit more quality, but maybe it is and I'm just not too familiar with it. Since it's a little dusty up here, just gonna wipe it. This thing sat in a storage unit for a while, so it's gonna have some dust on it. We're not doing a whole lot to this anyways, just light dusting and making everything look nice and pretty. This machine is pretty clean on the inside, so I'm not going to worry about taking the whole machine apart and doing whatever to it. Kind of just cleaning up the outside a little bit to make it look very nice. Now, apparently some people don't know this, but someone is going to say that this looks like a Sebo. Well, you're not going to believe this, Sherlock Holmes. It is a Sebo. It's a X1. It's an X1 made for the US market. It says on the bottom over here, and I'll show you the tag in a little bit, it says made in Germany, motor made in USA for the Sears Roebuck Company. So It is a Sebo with a US motor. This back compartment looks like it might have been washed at some point, but they didn't do a very great job dusting it if they did. So this is the other collector's technique for disarming the bag dock. It's just putting in a piece of tape to stop it. Let's see if I can get around the gasket a little bit to make sure that the seal's all good. I'm pretty excited to try this machine, but I'm also rather skeptical. But I'm skeptical when it comes to all machines. I've learned when it comes to vacuum collectors that you gotta take everything everybody says with a grain of salt, because brand bias is so heavy in this community that it's hard to tell what people like and what's actually good. And Sebo fans are particularly self-centered and extremely snobby at times. Not all of them are, but a good chunk of them are, so it's very hard to take what they say at face value. Hope our back door is nice and clean, no water spots or anything. It is scuffed, but it's a 26, 27-year-old machine, so it's gonna have some markings on it, unless it's like brand new. Now I say it's either 26 or 27 years old because almost all of these little stampings right here suggest that it was made in April of 1999, but the manufacturing serial number code on the bottom suggests it was completed in January of 2000, which is not out of the question at all. I'm just about fully recovered from whatever sickness I accumulated for a couple of weeks, so I'm perfectly fine with chatting again. So the next couple of Workbench excuse me. The next couple of Workbench videos will be of me talking. If the Vision Turbo and Ultra Vision videos are received well, and people would suggest more of the no talking kind, then I will do more of the no talking kind, but for now, those are just experiments and recovering from sickness sort of things. While we're up here, new hose clip. Almost the same color. So I gotta figure out which way this is oriented, because these little tabs right here slant downwards, which I'm assuming means the hose goes in like this. So in order to make this fit, gotta try do this. We might have to use a pair of vice grips or something. Nope, never mind, it just clicked right into place. Pretty much. Still is a little bit dusty up here. You're not on camera, you're not on camera. I know. Hold on a second. I need to be able to see my work, so I know that I'm doing it right. It does have both the crevice tool and the upholstery brush. I'm not exactly sure if the Professional 12 got a dusting brush. There's a little hose clip on there finally. When we're in here, we're going to take our microfilter and lift this up, slide it in. I think that's incorrectly. Looks like it is, so I went with a generic microfilter set because a genuine filter set and pack of bags is like 40 bucks each. So absolutely not. No, this isn't correctly. Don't second guess yourself. That's correct. Cool. I also went generic with bags. These are the Clean Obsessed brand bags. So they're still good quality bags, but they're not the genuine Sebo ones because, again, the genuine Sebo bags are really expensive and I don't want to pay $50 for a pack of bags, folks, because that's ridiculous. Doesn't want to go all the way up, but it makes the seal, so I will not worry about that too much. So let me separate the body from the base real quick. Like that. Look at the bottom of this. Looks pretty good to me, so don't gotta worry about that for now. Wait to put on this microfilter later. Yes, this swivel neck is in fact broken, but I did test suction through here. It doesn't leak at all, so I'm not going to worry about it. This little spritz glass cleaner. Our machine. Nice and clean. Fun fact, the modern day equivalent to this machine can be anywhere from $800 to $1,200, which, if you ask me, is quite a price for a vacuum that you can't even shut off the brush roll on. I feel like once you cross a certain threshold, a brush roll shut off should just be like a standard feature. Give this a little dusting. But I got this machine for free, so it's going to be pretty hard for me to complain about it. Parts weren't free, they were quite expensive. I had to pay $40 for a brush roll, which I did not expect to be doing. But I've been told that from a couple of different people that genuine brush rolls seem to do better than the generic ones when it comes to these, because there's something with the generic wood brush rolls that just don't work too well, I guess. I don't know, someone with more experience with these machines could probably say if the generic brush rolls are just as good. Alright, hopefully this will go in correctly. It's a white filter, not an orange filter. I know the orange ones look better, but again, genuine Sebo filters are ridiculous for the US market. There's a tag right there. The serial number starts with that's either a 1 or an I, and then it's 00122203. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 6.8 amps. Model 119 31012 Household use only. Made in Germany, motor made in the USA for Sears Roebuck and Company. Yep. Pretty interesting stuff right there. I've already cleaned up this wheel right there. That's the automatic height adjustment wheel. That spring. In a machine this old, you would expect it to happen. Again, we're just cleaning this thing up. That's all I want to do. Clean it up, make it look nice. Doesn't have to be perfect, because there is personality in imperfection. There is personality in imperfection, so take that to will. Don't gotta be perfect, but I don't want it to wear out so easily, so just a little bit right there. Just to prevent this little metal piece from wearing out. You know, I actually saw bags for these things at the Habitat for Humanity here in Lincoln. I didn't get them because I didn't think that I'd ever find one of these things. Or any Sebo style vac for that matter, yet here we are. I will say that so far I'm quite impressed with how easy they are to take apart. That's one nice thing about Sebo machines. And their counterparts, so they're pretty easy to take apart. Grease do its thing, lubricate, prevent wear. Hold on, almost forgot. Nope, come here. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need to cover the entire axle in like an inch a layer of it, but a little on the points that make contact will help. And since this is a rare variant, you know, it's kind of helps preserve it. This is not a toothbrush I use for my teeth. If it was, I would not be using it to clean vacuums because that's just gross. Alright. So how am I going to dry off these pieces in a short amount of time? Well, I know the capabilities of some of my machines, and one of the machines I have is a TriStar CXL. So those bearings don't sound too happy, but I don't use it a whole lot, so right now I don't really care. Cool. Looks better. Not perfect, but I really want to use this, so let's use one of these. Alright, let's remove this hose and see what's under it. Shouldn't be too bad. Basic thing. That one doesn't want to come out, but it'll fall out. brush roll sleeve bearing. Told you it would fall out. Not terribly dusty underneath. Give it a quick wipe. Circuit board diagram that's still in decent shape. This insulating foam is pretty icky, but it's not like it's impeding anything. Electronically complex, but mechanically simple. Look at all those circuits. And guess what this says? April 1999. Not doing a whole lot, just making sure everything is nice and clean under the hood. Use the screwdriver to start the screws and the drill to finish them. Take our brand new genuine brush roll that I got from Nate up in Omaha Vacuum, and got me a slight discount on it. Any discount's better than no discount, I guess. I'm gonna take this little trick thing from House of Vacuums. One drop. again, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, time to put our machine back together in one piece so that we can run it. We'll line this up properly. You don't. There we go. Should be in place. Hose. Right. Good. Last, not least, the handle. Good enough condition for this. Cool. A little bit of touch up. We have our Professional 12 ready to roll. I am excited to try this thing. So let's go and try it. Alright, let's let her run. Sweet, it runs pretty good. Let's see what kind of tool power it's got. Not a great amount, but not terrible what it is. Certainly not sanitary force level, but you know what? It's not always about suction and airflow, it's about suction, airflow, and aggressiveness. Let's bring it out here. Alright. Well, there you have it, folks. Quick tune-up and testing of a rare Kenmore Professional 12. Okay, so after using it for a little bit, I kept noticing that whenever this thing would run, it would have like a slight rattle or shake to it. Of course, I'm not a well-experienced Sebo style machine owner, so I don't have any idea what that could possibly mean. So I went to look at the bearing block, and I'm going to show you what I found. Alright, so, bearing block right in there. As you can see, I disconnected this belt, and why? Well, let's take out the bearing block and see. I can do this without losing anything. Hold on. Alright, that is the block, and this bearing, you probably can't hear it very well, but it sounds pretty rough. So I took this apart to try and get the bearing out to see if it can be saved, and I lost the spacer. So, guess how much a brand new bearing block costs? $50 for this tiny little thing. Well, $50 later, I got me a new bearing block for this. So, we get to put it in and see if it's money well spent. Alright, in is the new bearing block. Everything turns now. So you can see. Let's put the hood back on, put that back on, and see how well it runs. Alright, here it is. I've noticed that it doesn't have as much bearing noise as it did, and it feels like it's touching the carpet a lot better now, so definitely an improvement. So, I guess that was probably $50 decently well spent. So, well, that took a while, but now I have a pretty much fully working Sebo style vacuum, so I'm excited to use it and see if they live up to the hype they get. So stay tuned for a review, and maybe once that all gets cleaned out, a proper video demonstrating this. So yeah, I'm Jack's Vax and Safety signing off with another Workbench video. I'll catch you on the next one.